Today on Zested Foods, I'm going to show you how to make a really good vanilla butter cake, and I'm also going to show you how to do a strawberry coulis with some fresh Chantilly cream to go on top. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to need to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Then take your cake pan and we're going to line it with some parchment paper, and then we're going to spray the base and the sides of the pan. Then the next thing you want to do is take a little bit of granulated sugar and sprinkle it across the top of the pan. To the bowl of our stand mixer, we're going to add our granulated sugar, and then we're going to also add in 3 eggs. And the eggs, you do not want them to be cold right from the fridge. You want them to be room temperature or even slightly warmed, and you can do that by putting them in a bowl and then putting them in some warm water for a couple of minutes. And the warm eggs are going to help us in our next step. Now at this point, we're going to turn on our mixer for 4 to 5 minutes. We're going to let the sugar and the eggs combine, and we want the eggs to double in volume. That's why we wanted our eggs warm, so that it's easier for them to incorporate air. To our cake, we're going to add the beans from 1 vanilla bean. So we're going to take our sharp knife and we're going to slice the bean all the way open, and then using the back of our knife, we're going to scrape out all of the beans. When the eggs are done, they should be nice and thick, and they should fall back into little ribbons. Now to our egg mixture, we're going to add in our fresh vanilla beans, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're just going to mix those together really gently. Now we're going to sift our flour into our mixture. The reason we're going to sift our flour is so that we don't get lumps into our cake. And I just stick the flour into this small strainer over my batter, and then I just lightly tap, and then you're sifting your flour. Now using a spatula, we're going to gently fold in the flour into our batter, and we want to be very careful not to over mix, because we don't want to deflate the eggs that we just barely spent the time whipping the air into. And we're going to keep mixing this until there's no more streaks of flour showing. Once the flour is all mixed in, go ahead and add in 14 tablespoons of melted butter. And then once again, we're going to fold that in gently. Pour your batter into your prepared cake pan. Bake for about 28 minutes and then check to see if it's done. While our cake's in the oven, let's go ahead and get started on our fruit sauce that will go on top of the cake. You're going to need 7 ounces of strawberries or any other berry that you want, and that's roughly around 1.5 cups. Then we're going to go ahead and put our strawberries into our food processor, and then blend up the fruit until it's all pureed. Pour the fruit mixture into a fine mesh sieve so we can strain out all of the seeds. Then I like to take the back of a spoon and press it through the sieve just to make sure I can get out all of the liquid. Once everything's pushed through, you can just discard all of these seeds. Keep your fruit on low on the stove while we make the simple syrup. To a sauce pot, add 3.5 ounces of sugar, which is just a little bit more than 1/3 cup. Then you're going to add in 8 teaspoons of water. Bring your sugar and water up to a boil, and then turn it down to medium-high. Let your sugar and water cook for about 8 minutes. Once our sugar is done cooking, we're going to add our warm fruit to our simple syrup. And once again, we will strain our sauce through our sieve, just to make sure we've got all the seeds. And then to our finished sauce, we'll add 3 teaspoons of fresh lemon juice. When your cake has cooled, remove it from the pan by flipping it over and removing the parchment paper from the cake. To serve up this cake, we're gonna slice off a piece, then we're gonna top it with some of our fresh fruit coulis, a dollop of our fresh whipped Chantilly cream, and if you want, you can serve it with some blueberries or sliced strawberries or any other fruit that you want, but I really like the blueberries. And there you go. If you want this full written recipe, you can find it in the description below. And if you're interested in any more desserts that you can feed your family, check out this playlist right over here, and we will see you guys in the next video.